Hi guys, it's George here again at Optics Warehouse. Well, not at Optics Warehouse, we're at our secret test facility. And today I'm just going to go through how I would set up a rifle scope on my rifle. Now, before I get into that, I've got something to ask you guys. I have recently just purchased this, a Brocock Compato in 177. Now, it's had a bit of a hard life and I need to get it sent away to have it fixed up. In the meantime though, I need some help deciding what scope I'm going to be putting onto it. Now obviously working at a place like Optics Warehouse, I'm spoilt for choice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set you some guys some parameters. I want something that I can use for hunting, night vision compatible, and ideally as compact as possible. Comment down below what your suggestions are, and whatever is the winning suggestion or best suggestion is what I will pick, and in a later video that's what I'll put on there and you can see it once it's all sorted. So also normal stuff, you know, like, comment, subscribe, any questions put them down below, and if you've got any better methods than what I show you here today, please share them, you know, share the knowledge. Right, so without further ado, this is how I would set up a scope on my rifle. So starting off, just out of interest, if you're interested, it's HW100. Yes, it is Ratworks tuned. It's very, very, very nice. And I'm going to be putting on a Weaver, I think it's the 4440 scope. It's a 4-12. So, what I would start off doing, the first step, is to take your mounts and simply put them on the rail. So, I am going to do that now. Now, these I'm using are BKL 1-inch medium mounts. With these, you do find you do have to tighten them just a little bit more than usual mounts, just because you've actually got to bend the metal to get it to grip. But that's about it. So I'm just going to slot that one on here. And I'm hoping with a bit of movie magic, we'll be able to speed this up so it's not quite as boring for you. That'll do. So next step, put the scope on the mounts. Now what I typically do is I just take one of the straps and I'm going to put it on the front. This is just to stop the scope falling off the rifle whilst I adjust it for my eye relief. Let's tighten that down a little bit there. Now I still want the scope to be able to tilt within the rings. I don't want it rammed up tight or anything like that, because I am still going to have to level this in just a moment. So I'm just going to check that. It's a little tight, so just back it off just a little bit. That's a bit better. So the next stage is to set my eye relief. So to do that, I'm going to shoulder the rifle, and I'm looking down range, and I'm going to try and shoulder it in the most natural, comfortable position I can, and looking down the scope as I would normally. Now, through here I can see that that looks like it's a little far away from me. Now, what you want to, the way you know you've got your eye relief right, is that you'll have a bright, full image, you know, from edge to edge of the scope inside the lens there. If you don't, if you're finding you have to crane forward to get the best image or pull back, you just need to adjust your scope accordingly. So I'm just going to do that a couple times, just bring it up now nice and natural, and now that seems about right. Maybe a smidge back. Now if it looks like I've got it very close, that is just because I have a cover ring adapter on there, because I'm using this with night vision. So now that that is my eye relief set, I'm going to put on the second strap, again not very tightly because I will level it, and today I'm going to be using the Wolf leveling kit and running through how you would use that. I believe there is a video on how to use this on the website or on the YouTube channel already. So just to give you a quick overview what comes in the kit, essentially you have this clamp here that goes up at the front, and then you have a little bubble level that you use for on the rifle and then the scope. So what I need to do first is find somewhere I can put this to level the gun. Right, that's not working. There we go, just do it that way. Right, get that so that the bubble's level. Obviously don't need to tell people how to use a bubble level. Right, there we go. Now for this front bit, it's already pretty loose, so get that on the front, and what you do is you use this one to level the gun, you put that on the front, make sure they're corresponding with each other, and then I can take that one off to level with the scope. So I just double check that that's correct. He's in the middle of the rail. I don't know if you guys would have been able to see it, but the HW100 has markings along the rail which help me find the center, so that's why I'm able to use the bubble level like that. So I've now just got to walk around and fit this to the front. Alright guys, so thanks to some editing magic, that should now be on the end of the rifle. So what I need to do now is double check that this one here is showing level. I need to get that bubble there level, which it's pretty much spot on. Just going to make some fine adjustments there. So that should now be showing that that's level, and that's still showing level there as well. So I can take this one on, and I know that that is my gun level. So now I need to level the scope. Now usually you take the little one and place it on top. Now I've got quite small turret caps there, so I'm just going to take that one off, give it a bit of a better surface to balance on as he looks at his turret, and it's still going to be a pain. Right, so I can tell that it's already a little off, so we're going to rotate it up and check with the bubble level. So it's telling me it's down to the left. So I'm just going to turn it very slightly there, so that's showing dead in the middle there. That one's showing dead in the middle there. So that should now be my scope leveled to the gun as well. So if there was any cant when I look through it, that's me, or that's the way I'm holding it is canting it, not the scope. The beauty of systems like this to leveling guns is that it does eliminate, or it gives you a process of elimination so that you know the gun's level, I know the scope's level. So if there was anything else, well, I know that's me, that's my input, that's the only thing that will have changed. So now all there is to do is tighten these up just a little bit to stop them moving completely. Now I'm only going to tighten the rear one up. Just there. And again, some people say you need to torque them up or obviously really wrench on them. All you have to do is get your Allen key in there, nip a little bit more, and that's all you need to keep your scope on. If you go any tighter, you are going to start crimping tubes, you'll start marking up your scope, and well, we don't want that. So that should be good there. I'll just move the gun to level that. That's still showing level. So I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to look through it. So try and hold the gun as level as possible. And that looks level to me. So next thing to do, tighten up the front rings. Right, just quickly do that. Now you can, if you're more patient than I am, do it little by little every side, making sure that it's equal. I'm not quite as fussed. I just want the scope on there. This isn't to look pretty. This is my ratting gun. So it is a tool. Right, just again, nip up, little more. Nip up, little more. And that should be the scope and gun level together. So guys, I hope you found that informative. As I said before, if you've got any better methods, please comment them down below, and don't forget I want your scope suggestions. So as always, see you next time.